Hey everybody, welcome back to the Weed Cap. I'm your host Caleb, back after a more than 2 year hiatus, and the show's going to look a little different, and that's because I'm joined by my lovely fiance Lauren.
Hi everyone.
She's upset with me because she
I'm
kept
noisy.
because she keeps you guys are going to be hearing that rocking all night of the chair. So anyways, the show's going to be looking a little different because I stopped doing it because, quite frankly, I hate having people over to my house. So having a guest over all the time was kind of daunting. And then I realized it's a show where I just get uncomfortably high and watch movies. And that's what we do like every night. So we decided to rope her into it and join the fun. She's Yeah, she's very excited because tonight I subjected her to
One of the worst movies ever.
it. Literally, may be the worst movie I've ever seen. Do you wanna tell him the title, Lauren?
Oh, the title is so good that I didn't even realize that it was the title of the movie when it came on. It's called Mac and Me.
Mac and Me.
I thought it was somebody's last name.
Nope. It's not Rob McElhenney. It's Mac and Me. And Mac and Me is really a story about love and hope when you get down to it. When you really sit and think about the story and what it's about. But first of all, let's talk about the movie itself. It was released in 1988, the year my mom graduated high school. I don't think that she went and saw it. No, I don't.
I don't think anyone went and saw it.
Actually, it's funny that you bring that up because it was considered a box office flop. It actually came out, believe it or not, after E.T. So it was really just Orion Studios, which is the movie company. They were cashing in on that, and they had a partnership, believe it or not, with McDonald's and Coca-Cola, if you can believe it.
I definitely... Yeah, there was a lot of product placement there.
Yeah. You'll have to excuse Lauren if she's saying product placement and things like that. She's fucked up.
Well, isn't that the point?
Yeah, well, we're both fucked up. But so without further ado, we're gonna do a little recap here of Mac and Me, live at the Condo Castle here, and then we're gonna get into it. Moving forward, I'm also going to be having. We're actually going to be having.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I want to include you always.
Thanks.
We're going to be doing a weekly segment. We're gonna have a bunch of weekly segments. I've been kind of treating this like a weekly show where I just subject her to the worst movie that I can find, which sometimes are some of my favorite movies. This is not one of them. This movie's a steaming pile of shit. This movie is legitimately a steaming pile of turd. But the some movies. God damn it, Lauren.
Atomic Heart.
Yeah, Lauren's so fucked up she's dropping THC devices here. And now the chair's going to creak when she reaches down to get it. And I'm going to try not to lose my goddamn mind. Anyway.
This is the first one. We're working out the kinks.
It's not my first one.
Well,
that's why
mine.
I'm trying to
it's
get...
Mine. It's
I've
mine.
already
Can
gone...
you take that into consideration, sir? That is my first time.
I just feel as
Be
though...
gentle.
Okay, Lauren. It's far from that.
Anyway, let's just get back to the...
I just feel as if I sat a chimpanzee where you were at. And I was like... And I just motioned like, hey, don't rock in that wooden chair. It might do it a couple times, but like we've been trying to start the episode for like 35 minutes. So... It's okay. It's no big deal. I had some mom drama pop up with my mama. Mm-hmm. I had to take care of some mom drama. It's all good.
Yeah, I've been ready.
But all I'm saying...
And now I'm a little restless, excuse me.
And I don't know how many times I gotta tell you to sit the drink on the mat. I'm gonna lose my mind. Alright, I'm sorry for everybody listening at home. It's about to get domestic in here. If she fucking sits that shit on the fucking table one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. So... Mac and Me, 1988, beautiful film. The movie starts showing a barren wasteland that is clearly Nevada, that they've doctored into some sort of world with two moons. I don't know if you saw that because you were still trying to figure out what the movie was called. but there were 2 moons in the sky, like it was Star Wars.
The sky being purple.
The sky was purple, yeah, and it. To be quite honest with you, the movie starts immediately with these figures, these horrible figures, lanky. They look like skin draped over a skeleton with no organs or muscles.
It's obviously people in some sort of suit.
Oh, well, thank you, detective.
But there was one. There was one that I thought was the littlest one. I thought that was a puppet.
Oh, you didn't think that was a newborn baby crammed into a fucking...
Dude, at some points when they were in the running scenes,
that was a toddler or a midge.
That's not appropriate.
What's not appropriate?
You can't say midget.
I didn't say midget. I said midge.
You gotta say, small?
It's like dropping off the A or the hard R. You know, it's...
Alright.
Okay, so anyways, Lauren has deduced that there were men in those suits. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with her. But the thing about these men is that they are taking a straw, which so apparently in this faraway world they have straws, and they're jamming it into the earth, and the earth is squirting at them. I mean, for lack of better terms, I mean it literally looks like a
porn.
It looks like a porn.
They're
being squirted with clear liquid
from the earth.
Some people would say it looks like pee.
Some people speculate it's the same thing.
Yeah, some people would. Some people would say. I'm one of those people, and so they're just sucking and getting covered in that goo.
By the way, it's the man one doing the sucking. I would like that to be known. It's not the woman.
That's correct.
It's very clear the gender roles.
It's normally how that goes.
Even though there's no genitalia.
There's no genitalia. They're Ken
not
dolls.
Even ass.
There's no
crack.
There's no crack. They produce zero waste.
But they can have babies somehow, so.
Yeah, and I think that has to do... That brings me to the next point. They have on their face what a chicken lays eggs out of, which isn't an asshole...
A cochlea.
A cochlea. They have cochlea mouths because they have a one nut hanging off each of their cheeks. They have nut jowls and then a cochlea mouth. They look like there was the Super Mario series.
Yeah.
For the original, I think it was the Super Nintendo. There was the original Mario. Mm-hmm. Then there was Super Mario Brothers 2. And Super Mario Bros. 2 had this horrible creature that shot eggs out of its mouth, and you had to land on top of the eggs and throw it back at it. It also had an asshole mouth. So
I didn't have...
Kind of like a stunned Pikachu look they have on their faces the entire time.
Like a shocked Pikachu meme? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The shocked Pikachu meme?
Yeah, they had their mouths agape.
I just got that you kept saying it looked like a Pikachu. I was like, what is this reference? I know exactly what you're talking about now. Oh my god, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of that, people. A lot of references that she doesn't understand. And that's because I'm full of references. That's a pop culture machine. I think that their mouths are asshole adjacent, or they have the same essence of a beehole, because they communicate by whistling. Yes, they whistle, and they also, if you've seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, they have a specific hand signal. They hold their wrists together with their hands open
in a V shape.
In a V shape, which if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, you would know this as the big vagina. Big vagina hand signal, which is a comeback to someone saying that you have a tiny wiener.
Yeah.
You say, "Well, you've got a big vagina," and you hit them with the big V. So they do this at the sky while they whistle, and that's how they communicate, which will be important later on in the movie. So, some sort of NASA rover, an unmanned spaceship, lands on their planet while they're sucking the squirt out of the ground, and
they're obviously intrigued by it.
Well, who wouldn't be?
They go up to it.
I mean, your whole life is sucking out of the ground, and now there's a shiny machine, which sucks them.
Well, it was collecting samples. I'm not thinking it was there for nothing. It was over there collecting moon rocks.
Yeah, this wasn't all pleasure. This was some work involved as well. Yeah, so... So, you have to excuse us. We're intoxicated, as we mentioned. This is the podcast where we get uncomfortably high. And, yeah, she's comfy. I'm a little on edge, but mostly because of the goddamn room noise.
Did you feel like there was a man or something in the spaceship that they were going to encounter and that was going to go with the movie? I was shocked that it was just, like, some sort of suction that they sucked the fucking people, the fucking aliens into. I thought they were going to go into, like, a spaceship movie.
No. They were sucked in a vacuum hose into the
chamber.
The rover, and the rover just takes back. It sucks the whole family in.
Yeah, well, the baby was first.
It's two babies, a mama and a dada.
Well, one baby is significantly younger.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Lisa Simpson, Maggie Simpson kind of deal.
Butthole baby is what I call
Butthole baby, yes. So, so the rover inexplicably, even despite being an unmanned mission, returns back to the NASA facility now. In the Mac and Me lexicon, NASA is more like the FBI. They have armed agents.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of surprising that NASA allowed their likeness to be used for this movie in this way, because they're monsters in the movie. So the rover returns back there, and they're in like a stadium room, almost like the Junior Mint scene from Seinfeld, where like the surgeons operate and they have an audience. And the aliens come out and immediately
the baby escapes.
Well, yeah.
First.
Well, they get out of the thing first of all.
Well, yeah.
They get shot out of the rover, and after they get shot out of the rover, the baby behold, Mac is his name, by the way. Mac, and Mac is gonna stand for something, mysterious alien creature. But come to find out from reading about the movie, they actually named him Mac because of the McDonald's product placement.
No, they did
This
not.
movie is essentially a long-term, It made me. I think that had more to do with the weed.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't think it was the movie that made you want.
Yeah, and the prices were so cheap back in the 80s.
Well, I wouldn't know because the board that they showed had no prices on it.
It did. You didn't look hard enough.
Are we gonna do this right now? We're gonna get into this fight.
Go back to where the baby escapes.
So the baby escapes, and the adults and the other kid are just kind of walking hand in hand around this facility, setting things on fire and manipulating electricity.
Yeah, somehow they can control electricity.
Yeah, which is going to be also important at a later date. But the kid, the baby...
They all managed to escape eventually.
Yeah. They all managed to escape eventually. But Mac goes the opposite direction and runs... The first thing he does when he leaves the facility, which, by the way, the NASA facility is on, like, the side of a highway.
Yeah.
Like, he exits a door, takes 3 steps, and gets hit by a pickup truck on the highway and gets plastered to the windshield.
Splattered on the windshield. Like, we all thought he was dead.
Yeah, I was hoping. And,
no. This is the beginning of the movie.
The NASA shuts down the highway, and they are looking for this alien because they don't want the alien to get out for some reason. And the alien crawls into a
handicap van.
A handicap van. We're gonna get to that in a second here.
We didn't know it was handicapped. It was just a van.
No, it's just a sick van. It's like a sweet conversion van. Yeah. And then the boy is drinking a Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola is probably seen, no exaggeration.
Oh my god, so many times.
It not only that, it plays a pivotal. McDonald's and Coca-Cola are like the two driving forces of this movie, and that's cool because back in the 80s, product placement was much less subtle.
Was that when Coke was made, like real Coke?
In the 1980s, I could understand why you would think that, but no,
because of the setting of the movie and the way that it all happened, and those aliens were like. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Don't blow more marijuana at me. So, anyways, Yeah, so the guy's drinking a Coke, and the baby reaches up. The baby bee,
Baby beehole.
baby beehole, also known as Mac, reaches up and grabs the Coke and takes a sip, and it kind of nurses him back to health.
Yeah.
And they're in this van that has, by the way, none of their earthly possessions in it. They get picked up by a mom, an older brother, and the kid in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And they have no possessions, and they're driving through the night. It shows them driving through a desert and a bunch of other stuff.
The FBI checked their car, by the way.
NASA checked their car.
NASA.
He shined a flashlight in and went, "Yeah, you're all right. Go ahead and go." Which,
Didn't see it.
honestly, in my experience dealing with the police, is
Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do not. I can't tell you how many times they've been looking for something that they could have found had they just rolled up the sleeves and did the work. Just a lazy group of people.
But we're grateful we didn't.
Yeah. So they drive through the night to Los Angeles. They're from Illinois or Indiana, based on who you believe, because one brother is wearing Chicago Bears and Cubs memorabilia constantly throughout the film, and references that they're from Illinois, but then the brother is on the phone with a love interest and says that he left her back in Indiana, which may imply that they kicked her out of the van. I mean, I don't know if...
my god, they literally were taking her with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
didn't know how to take that. Like, I also am not smart enough to know if Indiana is on the way from Illinois to California.
I don't know. I have no clue either. I mean, I know it's
I don't take this the wrong way, sweetheart, but I wasn't asking you.
I'm geographically challenged.
I'm aware. That's why I wasn't coming to you like, oh, she'll know. So,
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I got shortcomings too. So yeah, they pull into their new house in California, and immediately adjacent or across from their driveway is a 6-year-old girl. I'd say 7-year-old girl.
I'm really bad at Asian kids. I think that she was probably like 7 or 8. 'Cause she was very articulate.
Well, that's the least thing, because she's sitting in a fucking teepee dressed like an Indian with a parrot on the top of the teepee and a chameleon crawling through her hair. And they ask her what the fuck she's doing, and she says that she's getting in touch with the earth. So
I feel that. I like that.
So now there's going to be a bunch of weird stuff happen around the house. We can kind of gloss over that because it's
really not important.
Again, just a pile of shit, piece of shit movie. So,
oh my god, no! But the alien did some crazy shit.
Yeah, the alien. He moved. So here's what's going to happen. A bunch of weird stuff starts happening.
Nobody believes
the kid that he's not doing it.
But I'm sorry.
But one morning they come out, and the entire house has been decorated with ferns and plants, and it's set up to look like wildlife.
From the ceilings.
Yes.
From the windows.
Yes. So there's things hanging from the ceiling fan.
From the light fixtures.
From the light fixtures. I mean, there's just... Let's just get down to it. A person with functional legs would have to do this.
Correct.
And the mom and brother are blaming this boy in the wheelchair for it. And he's like, oh, shucks, it wasn't me. And they're like, it's really not cool that you did this. And this poor fucking wheelchair-bound child is being shunned like an Amish person.
He's so upset, too. Like, he's
crying he's like...
it really wasn't him.
He's probably crying because his legs don't work, and then the other stuff doesn't help.
Okay, but then he
did seem well adjusted to that wheelchair.
He's so depressed and sad that he rolls himself out into the garden.
Yes.
Down the hill, which, by the way, this house that they moved into somehow has been next to so many different landscapes. When they first moved in, there was a mountain in the background.
Yep.
Now this child is so distraught that he's literally... I don't even know if he's rolling or if he, loses... Oh, yeah.
It's on a steep hill.
It's on
their
very
backyard.
Steep hill. And I don't think he really understood how steep it was. And this poor man, he lost control, and his brake, of course, the lever to his brake broke.
Yes, his e-brake. He was pulling that e-brake like he was trying to Tokyo Drift.
And it broke, and it didn't even give him anything. And that man went straight into a quarry, which was apparently behind their house. And it was a dummy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was clearly a dummy. It was clearly by the way, a full-size dummy, not even a child-sized dummy in the
they
wheelchair,
didn't even try to pretend like
flying
this.
down a quarry and into the water.
And he's drowning, obviously, because he doesn't have legs.
Yes.
I mean, he has legs, but they can't. They can't support him in a way that they need to, so he can survive. You know.
Why are you making him sound like Tiny Tim? He can't use his legs. He doesn't feel them. You're acting like he's got withered away polio legs. He's paralyzed.
What did I tell you when he was in there? I told you.
You said, watch this fucking alien push him out, and he's still in the chair.
He's gonna come rolling out of the water.
And that's exactly what happened. The alien from below pushes him out, and this child rises
Rolls.
out of this water like a phoenix in this wheelchair.
By the way, I'm just now realizing he almost drowned. The first thing he does when he gets out, he looks back to his mom and be like, "Did you see it? Did you see this alien?" And his mom's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, his mom is shouting.
They all think he committed suicide.
The mom is shouting from the top of the quarry and thinks that he tried to kill himself. The quarry that's in their backyard, apparently beside the mountain. So then the boy is placed into bed. Or he gets into bed because
He's capable in that way, yeah.
they do show him hopping across that bed on his bottom. And a doctor comes, and the doctor, which I did something that I find very strange, is that which maybe in the 80s you could trust people more than you can trust them now, but actually no, you couldn't. People were skeevy back then. We hear about it nonstop.
But
So
people were still more trustworthy back then.
the brother, the mom, and the doctor, who looks kind of like Dr. Phil actually, are sitting, or they're standing around him in the bed, and the doctor turns to the mom and goes, "Can you give us a minute?" And I turned to Lauren and I immediately said, "Can you give us a minute? I'd like to molest your kid," which was wrong. It was wrong.
It's
But
not
I
a joke about.
Yeah, I understand, but.
But what did he do next?
What he did next was he pulled pills out of his pocket, out of a pill bottle, and said, "Here, take one of these. You need to rest." And then I thought, "Oh, this kid is getting diddled."
Yeah.
And he might not even know because he
And then the
can't
poor
feel
kid,
from the waist down.
The poor don't see it. That's don't see it.
That's wrong.
The kid was trying to explain to him about this alien creature, and he was like, "You just rest now, boy."
Yeah, he's like, "You go to sleep.
It was very.
You take that pill pocket and you
But
go
then
to
we
sleep."
never saw him again. Never saw Doctor.
Nope, doctor didn't. So there's a party that the hippie Indian girl who's never.
They befriended each other.
Yeah, and
We should name the man in the wheelchair. His name is Eric. He does have a name. I can't remember any of the other characters' names.
I've been thinking of him as Crippy Longstockings in my head, but I know, but in my head I'm like, fucking Crippy Longstockings flew off the cliff into the quarry.
It really wasn't him though.
But the girl next door, who's never again shown with a parrot or a chameleon
Any
or
animals,
dressed like an
actually.
Indian, or
No.
the teepee's gone.
No.
They're having a birthday party at McDonald's now.
Surprise, surprise.
They dress Mac, the alien boy, the butthole baby, in a teddy bear costume that makes him look like some sort of lampshade, almost. Like he looks terrifying. And they bring him to this McDonald's, which, by the way, is the most hopping place.
Like a dance party.
It's inside this McDonald's. You can go in and order a Big Mac, and then you can dance the night away like it's a club in Miami in 1988.
I wonder if they rented out the McDonald's for the party or something.
I don't know. Well, we could sit here and speculate logistics of
But
this
they
movie
used
all
to
day.
have a party room at McDonald's.
Not like this. There wasn't.
No,
so
this
so
was
they
an everything party.
break out into a impromptu choreographed dance scene as a distraction from the NASA agents who have started tailing them.
Yeah, they found
And in this dance scene, it's a children's birthday party, so you'd imagine most of the people are children, and most of them are, but inexplicably, there are 3 grown-ass men in Washington Redskin uniforms who also know this dance, which I found to be unsettling.
Were they part of it? We don't know.
So then the boy wheels himself out of this McDonald's with the alien on his lap.
Dressed in a bear suit.
He discards the bear suit. He throws it.
As he's rolling downhill.
Very devil may care with this as he's rolling downhill. And
rolling
Lauren brought up a good point in
all
that
downhill.
everything this boy does is downhill. He's only ever shown coasting down a hill in his wheelchair.
And I'm not saying he can't go uphill. I'm just saying he was at a bit of an advantage because he was being chased by 3 grown men. And he was rolling.
Speaking of grown men, when the hill gets steep,
they all stay. I would fall.
No, I was going to say that they cut back to him in his wheelchair, and he's now been replaced with a muscular.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! I forgot about that.
Like a muscular
Crazy
adult stuntman.
Armed.
A
Obviously not this little child who had like
this
chubby arms.
This 12-year-old child.
This was like
now it is a ripped and absolutely ripped, probably juiced up.
God.
1988, they were crushing anabolics
because he was holding onto a truck in this scene. He was on the back of a truck
and he
with
was
his
ripped.
little alien friend.
He looked like Macho Man Randy Savage. And then they cut back to the wheelchair and it's
It
the
was
boy
just
again.
him.
Yep. And he lost all that. It's fast-acting instant polio, and now it's affecting his arms because he went from being very muscular to withered down. But don't worry, they're going down all these hills.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And then at the bottom of the hill is just a department store, which he decides to duck into.
Yeah.
To evade these police.
The alien helps him by electrifying.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's no police. It's just NASA.
It's just NASA.
But it's
some
very
sort of FBI. I think FBI is also there.
No,
or is NASA just?
It's just NASA, and I keep conflating that too because it's presented like it's the police chasing him, but it's really just NASA. So they get into the store, then they're running. So then.
The brother is in on it, which I thought was a surprise.
Yeah.
The whole time I was thinking the brother is not going to believe him, that the brother doesn't want to see this little alien. The brother saw it, and he was instantly like, wow, yeah, that's an alien.
Yes, he did. And one other thing that happened that was kind of crazy in reference to well, first we got to go back to the alien has been pointing out a magazine ad the entire time.
Oh my god!
To these people because he
cannot communicate, guys. He literally whistles.
He communicates with whistles, and he's pointing at this and big vagina hand signals, and he's pointing at a fucking magazine ad. Long story short, they end up running from these. They scoop him up into the van, and they take off into the desert.
They're just following his intuition.
Maybe the Indian girl put her fucking ear to the ground and heard stallions stomping.
She wasn't
because
Indian,
they bring her to a horse. They bring them all. They're all together in the van. They go to a horse sanctuary in the desert.
Where one of the horses almost gets hit with the car. It's crazy.
Yes, the horse is almost hit. You can tell that it wasn't planned. It looks like they'd let some horses go. This is the 80s. I don't think that there were animal handlers on every set back then. I don't think that was regulated yet.
They probably just went out to the desert where this was.
This may have been the movie that prompted people to get animal handlers.
They watched it and they're like, shit, guys.
Yeah, that steed almost took a dive. So, anyways...
what do they find?
They find a hole in this...
It looked like it was
It's an abandoned mine shaft. Yes. And they go down into the mine shaft with the alien, and what do they find? His whole fucking family, the alien family,
all dried up.
They're all dried up and withered and dead inside this.
Which was a crazy plot twist. Like, what if that's just how it ended?
I wish it would have, because that would have saved us like 35 more fucking minutes of watching it.
I think it was like 15
but someone has the...
It was dragging on.
Someone has the bright idea to give them sips of Coca-Cola. And the Coca-Cola...
It revives them.
It brings them to their feet like those Southern Baptist preachers
oh my God,
that hit you in the head, and then they're like,
smack you
oh my God,
like,
they rise to your feet. I mean...
Serpents and devils leave your body. Yep.
Yes,
Like that.
Coca-Cola, enter your body. And be saved. And that's what happened. They saved the withered and dead remains.
Ugly ass. I'm sorry, they were so ugly looking.
Yep, but they were brought back to life by the aliens.
Mouth.
And then they wander into, once they're all alive again, they wander into a grocery store At which point,
Because they're looking for
Coca-Cola. They're looking for more
more
Coca-Cola
fucking Coco's Coke fiends.
to sustain them because they need to have Coca. And as a matter of fact, they're first of all, this grocery store has armed security guards, which
Crazy.
there weren't even. It was first of all, it was 1988. We've established that so many times.
In the 80s?
So, so anyways, they didn't even have mass shootings really back then. Like, we need armed security guards now. What have they done with the aliens? Have killed them all. So they're
trying to
confronted.
get Coca-Cola for their family,
Yes,
and they're confronted.
And
And basically, somehow, the one alien gets a gun. And honestly, we have to believe that he doesn't really know what he's doing, right? But all of a sudden,
he starts brandishing this gun.
this man is pointing.
Yes, this alien.
I'm sorry, this alien man, but
Yes.
we know he's a man. He's pointing it at everybody, so everybody leaves the store because, that's scary as shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough to see an alien with a, what'd you call it, a coke chick?
The butthole mouth?
Yeah.
Cochlea?
A cochlea. It's bad enough you see an alien with a cochlea mouth,
cochlea.
but now it's brandishing a revolver at you? That's insane.
Also, okay, so as they leave, they still have the gun, but also what are they carrying?
2 liters of Coca-Cola.
Bags of Coca-Cola! Like, it's so fucking crazy.
And they go into the parking lot. They're brandishing the weapon.
There's a standoff.
There's a police standoff. At
The
which
real
point,
police now have come.
yes, now the real police have come, and at a certain point, the
It's like everybody is back. What happens?
Crippy Longstockings decides
His
to
name's Eric.
Eric,
He's gonna be a hero.
and he decides to wheel himself very fast towards the aliens, who then blow up.
Something I actually was just about to ask you how. Something blew up. The van blew up.
Something blew up, but anyways, this
The
when
next scene is absolutely insane.
yeah, the next scene is an explosion that they have superimposed a blackout silhouette of a wheelchair in front of.
Honestly, we thought that he got his head blown off, the kid.
No, but they just forgot to add him into the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And then they go back and
he's dead man.
the blast, the percussion of this blast has killed him.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead. They put him on the ground and pronounced that he's dead.
This is a PG movie, by the
Yep.
way.
And then NASA flies in on their NASA helicopter with the other NASA agents with his mother, and they're mourning the death of this child.
Right, yeah.
At which point,
The baby butthole.
the baby butthole,
They saved
the
him.
aliens walk through fire and flames to get to him, and they make the big vagina symbol at the sky.
Everybody
and
holds hands.
they're filled with life again.
No, they literally took his soul from the sky and put it back in him.
Mm-hmm.
With
They're
the
the-
big vagina.
They're the anti-throat goat.
Yeah.
Instead of sucking his soul out, they sucked it into him.
Sucked it back in with their little butthole straw mail.
Oh.
I don't know.
All right.
Cochlea.
Those mouths did look kind of.
Shut up about the dude. You need to.
I'm not saying.
Pull your
I'm just
jets.
saying, like, they looked.
You wanted to fuck it.
I did not want to. Okay, nobody's fucking the alien mouths here. Okay, let's. I'm just saying, the cochlea looked inviting.
I'm gonna be watching you around birds from now on.
Well, yeah, all the time when we're around birds.
We have a lot of geese in our neighborhood.
You think I'm up by the pond fucking a goose?
I fucking hope not.
All right. Okay, Lauren. Up by where's Caleb? Oh, he's up by the pond fucking a goose. We're gonna have it for dinner.
I mean, honestly, if you're gonna be doing that, that just feels like it might be resourceful and saving us money.
At that point, I can't afford not to fuck that goose.
Oh, we can't afford it.
Right? Yeah.
For you to not fuck that goose.
You're a real down ass bitch. So, so the boy's dead. They revive
No, then he
him.
comes back to life, right?
They revive him, and which is fucked up that the aliens could bring him back from death, but did not fix his legs.
I was hoping.
Because the implication is that, I mean, it's got to be harder to make something alive again after life leaves it. than just make his legs work. Like, they're like,
I
yeah.
would think that they would be included with life again.
You would think so. You would think
Unless
so.
he was born that way. We really didn't get a lot of backstory of his paralysis, so
Mm.
a lot remains to be seen.
Then it jumps forward a year.
Oh my god, yeah, we're in some sort of weird courtroom, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on
Yep,
here?
and the camera pans, and there's a room full of immigrants. Some looking worse than the aliens, if we're gonna be honest. It's got nothing to do with their immigration status, but some of these people in the
You
80s.
knew that they were immigrants immediately? I literally did not understand what was going on.
Really?
No.
Wow.
I was like, what are they in church? What
No,
are they?
it's not that they were immigrants that made them look bad. It's the 80s outfits and the hair, just to be clear.
It was a mismatch of people. I'll tell
Yes,
you
teased hair, seersucker suits. Because you got to figure,
that. Yeah,
every decade that passes, there's still going to be people living
in
in
the back.
the back.
ends.
Yeah, so like the back ends. So the aliens become citizens, and then they are then shown.
Somehow everybody's just okay with them.
The alien family is shown driving a pink Cadillac
A pink Cadillac.
down the 405.
And it
in-
has this weird bubble at the end that says "We'll be back," and I told Caleb I think they were expecting it to be a sequel.
Yeah, they definitely were expecting it to be a box office
Fuck
hit.
ass no.
Yeah, this was legitimately one of the worst movies I've ever seen. So that brings me to.
Will we ever watch it again? No.
Oh, I will watch this again at some point in my life. I don't know when.
Maybe when you take mushrooms or something.
That's a great idea. Then you're really gonna have to watch me around birds. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god.
All right. So one of the weekly segments is not only do I get to subject Lauren to a horrible movie, but I'm then going to read her IMDb facts about this movie, and she has to pick out the one that is true.
There's only one that's true.
Yes.
Out
yeah.
of how many?
3.
Okay.
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 Okay. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The Japanese release of the film. The Japanese release of the film.
Come on.
Not only just had Japanese subtitles, but also they used some sort of rudimentary Photoshop to make all of the characters yellow. Okay?
That feels like it's wrong, but I guess I'll wait to see the other ones.
The wheelchair-bound child was widely regarded as difficult to work with in Hollywood after this film for his refusal to walk between scenes. Okay?
So was he not paralyzed?
In the Japanese release of the film, the wheelchair-bound child is killed not by an explosion, but by a police officer
Oh.
who clearly mistook him for an unarmed black man.
That's fucked up. That one's fake. That one's fake.
That one is fake. That one is the fake one.
They would never put that on.
Yeah, that was a fake one. So yeah, the Japanese people did really make them.
They made them yellow.
They made them yellow, and
Also,
then
he's not paralyzed, or he is paralyzed,
No,
and
he-
they were trying to make him walk in between
No,
scenes.
no.
That's fucked.
some of the people who worked on the film,
Okay,
worked on the film,
okay.
didn't know that he was paralyzed.
Oh my god.
And they were like-
So you said,
they-
oh my god, so they said he was difficult
They
to work.
they thought he was like a character actor, and like he would have people like lifting his chair, pushing his chair back up the. Yeah, so imagine that tells you how shittily put together this fucking piece of shit movie was.
There's
that-
not even real background on this poor
There were-
paralyzed child who
There were
actually-
people working on the film who thought that
This
kid's a
kid-
brat. He's not walking.
so fucked up.
All right, so that is Mac and me. We're gonna keep doing this. If the audio is a little shaky on this one, we're still working out the.
It's because I can't sit still.
It's partially Lauren's fault, but we're also working out the microphone situation. So we got to get back into the swing of these as well. So
this is our first. We're just
yeah, this is a
trying it
little
out.
shaky. We're gonna do this every week. I'm gonna subject her to a horrible movie every
It's
week.
a surprise, so I won't know until it's happening.
Yeah, it's a surprise. She doesn't know until I literally press play, and then she's subjected to whatever movie. And then we also are going to have. We're not going to do it tonight, but we're also going to have a weekly say a couple. Like I said, I have a couple things in store for Lauren, but
Great.
one that doesn't involve her is we're gonna have condo gossip, because we live in a crazy place.
Yeah.
And we need somewhere to bitch. So, anyways, I'm Caleb. I'm here with Lauren, and thank you guys for listening. This is the first episode back of the Weed Cap, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.